Good morning, everybody. We're spending this blistering hot day at Quantrell Volvo in Lexington with the 2019 XC90. If you're in the market for any new Volvo, make sure to give them a call or head over to their website, which we have provided a link to in the description. This XC90 is the loaded Inscription in the new magic blue color. But as always, we will be covering the other trim levels as well. 2019 brings several updates and more standard equipment, so let's see if Volvo has made the XC90 even better. Getting started here with the design, it hasn't changed any from last year, but in my opinion, it didn't need to change. The XC90 has always had a simple yet extremely elegant look, and the new blue color really highlights that. In the front you have Volvo's understated soft rectangular grille, finished in either full silver on this Inscription, black mesh on the R-Design, or black bars for the Momentum. The lower fascias are also different. But the part that really makes the front design are the gorgeous headlights. They have a very intricate design, with numerous individual LED crystals, and then you have the signature Thor's hammer to tie it all together. On this model with the new advanced package, we also have active bending and headlamp washers. Down at the bottom, you'll find standard LED fog lights on all trims, as well as an impressive 9.4 inches of ground clearance. The smooth, elegant look continues down the side, where it manages to look much shorter than its 195-inch length. And then in the back, you have a similar mixture of smooth design cues, framed in by tall and angular full LED taillights. Finally, you have dual exhaust, either circular on Momentum or trapezoidal on R-Design and Inscription. Overall, this is an impressively cohesive and appealing design that doesn't look like it's aged one bit. Moving to the wheels, there are no new designs for 2019, but there are still plenty of choices. What you're looking at are the optional 21-inch black diamond cut alloy wheels, as opposed to the standard 20-inch silver ones on the Inscription. The wheels on the other two trims vary wildly, ranging from really basic 18-inch alloys on the cheapest Momentum, to 20-inch contrast alloys on the R-Design, and all the way up to optional 22-inchers. For the brakes, you have 13.6-inch ventilated disc in the front and 12.6-inch vented disc in the rear. And the tires are all seasons, though summers are available. Coming up to the mirrors, they come standard with the full range of equipment, including heating, turn signals, auto dimming, and blind spot monitors. Additionally, the R-Design finishes them in matte silver. But of course, the main thing Volvo is known for is safety. So unsurprisingly, it comes standard with a wide range of safety equipment. You get automatic emergency braking in the front and rear, adaptive cruise control, automatic high beam headlights, lane keeping assist, and best of all, pilot assist. That feature allows for semi-autonomous driving by controlling acceleration, braking, and steering on its own, but the driver does still need to stay fully attentive. Wrapping things up, gas XC90s have an 18.8 gallon fuel tank, good for fuel ranges of 470 and 432 miles. The T8 hybrid has a slightly smaller tank, so its range is 350 miles, including the first 14 in full EV mode. And premium fuel is required no matter what. Well, that wraps up the exterior, so now let's check out the award-winning cabin. One of the things Volvo is known for is having a lot of thoughtful design touches, and that starts here with this leather-wrapped key fob. This leather does match with whatever interior color you have, which in our case is amber. And then you've got your buttons on the side, and remote start can be done from the app. So to unlock the door, just grab the handle, And we do also have power folding mirrors. So looking inside the XC90, there's one word that just comes to my mind over and over, and that is gorgeous. Like I said, this is the amber interior, finished with Napa leather and linear walnut wood trim. This is by no means the only interior option you can get. There's actually 3 other ones, which we'll put onto the screen. As far as the other trims go, you've got the R-Design with black Napa and nubuck seats and aluminum or carbon fiber trim. And then you've got the Momentum, which now comes standard with the birch wood trim instead of the previous aluminum. As far as the door trim goes, you've got the same beautiful mixture of materials, with Napa leather all through here, your real walnut through here, and then you've got leather along the top part. This is, by the way, now standard on the R-Design, which previously used to have soft touch plastic. You do have 3-person memory seats across the board, and 4 fully automatic windows. As far as the seats, all trims start out with the 10-way power seat, but on the Inscription you do get several other adjustments like the power thigh extension as well as the bolsters. Like I said, the leather itself is perforated Napa leather, and it is some of the nicest I have ever felt in a car. Really succulent. So 2019 marks the 4th model year that this car has been on sale. Yet the interior is still extremely impressive in terms of the design and the materials. On the Inscription, and now also the R-Design for 2019, you get the tailored dashboard, which has real leather with color contrast stitching across all the upper parts. The same leather continues here, and then you have more of the open pore walnut trim that goes all throughout here. It is beautiful. Additionally, you do also have leather everywhere where your knee might bump against. So just like all Volvos, you're going to turn this metal knob to start it up. Once you do, this 9-inch touchscreen will fire up, and that's across all trim levels. So for the gauges, nearly every XC90 will come with this reconfigurable 12.3-inch gauge cluster. You can change the design over here in the display, switch through performance and rings, and then additionally you can also choose to show the navigation in the middle as well. Additionally, we also have a heads-up display. Pretty hard to see on camera, but right now we have the speed and the speed limit displayed, and navigation instructions would also be displayed when we have that activated. As far as the steering, it is electric power, and every model gets this leather wrap wheel. On the left side you've got the buttons for your adaptive cruise control, and then on this side you've got buttons for the display and the main Sensus. The windshield wipers are also rain sensing across the board. As far as the wheel itself, it is manually adjusting, but it is heated on this model. Now moving on to storage, the XC90 does really well for its class. Underneath this, you've got a nicely sized bin, and it is luxuriously felt lined, and then it has a removable pad in case you get dirt in it. You do also have 2 USB ports. The one with white around it is for charging, and that's also where you plug in for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Underneath the beautiful wood, you've got another area up there, and then you've got your cup holders, a little storage there, and a 12-volt outlet. The shifter is actually not an electronic one, it is just a standard leather wrapped one. You can bump over to the left for manual shifting, but you're not going to get paddle shifters unless you opt for the R-Design. When we go into reverse, a standard backup camera will appear. On our model, we also have the 360-degree mode. And as you can see, that takes up nearly the entire 9-inch display, which is really nice. Another feature I like is that you can actually target individual sides if you want to make sure you're not going to hit the curb or something like that. So all in all, this is one of the best 360-degree cameras I've ever seen. Back behind the shifter, you've got this metal knob which you just push in on, and that allows you to go between your 4 drive modes: Eco, Comfort, Dynamic, and Off-Road. And if we had the air suspension, when you hit off-road, it would raise up. Back a little bit more, you've got your electronic parking brake, and then you've got the button that defeats the auto start-stop system. And new for 2019, when you push that, it will stay off permanently. Now let's go ahead and listen to the Harman Kardon audio system. Overall sound quality is really excellent, but if that's still not enough, you can get the Bowers & Wilkins audio system optionally. And now that brings us up to the upgraded Sensus display, so let's go ahead and take a quick look. So for 2019, across the entire Volvo range, the Sensus system hardware has been upgraded to be faster and more powerful. That means things like scrolling and touching continue to be very fast, a little bit faster this year. Of course, the software is very unique to Volvo. This is your home screen, and you have little tabs that expand out the multitasking when you go to a certain section. The top one is navigation, which is not standard across the board anymore. As you can see, the graphics are really nice, pinch to zoom is incredibly smooth, and you even have things like 3D view, which is pretty fancy. Going back to the home screen, we'll move down to the audio. Here you have your Now Playing, where you can play and pause through the Bluetooth audio, or you can switch to a different source as well. Moving down, we have the phone. Here you can see your contacts, scroll through those. Again, very, very responsive touchscreen. You have your favorites as well. A swipe from the right of the home screen brings you to all your applications. This is where you see all the features laid out that you can check out. Your driving performance, travel link apps that come from your XM satellite radio, and other things, most importantly being Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which are standard across the board. We'll just click into this real fast. As you can see, one of the unique things about this is that it runs inside of one of the tabs, so you still have access to all the other Sensus controls like your climate. You scroll over to the left of the home screen, this is where you can activate a lot of different settings, like folding your headrest, activating the camera. This is your automatic parking. Here are all your safety systems. You can even adjust the passenger seat from here and turn on and off your headlight controls. And then you can swipe down from the top, you have a notification shade, and then you can click here for the settings. Well, that's pretty much all I'm going to cover in this video, but we do have a detailed Sensus Tech Help video available if you want to check that out. A link is provided in the description. In addition to all your standard infotainment settings, you do also have the climate controls inside of the display. All you have to do is tap that, and they pop right up, and you can change the zones by tapping into these different segments. Fan speeds are adjusted here as well. Then you can tap right here. You slide the slider to control the automatic climate, which is 4-zone across the board for 2019. Additionally, we do have the heated steering wheel with 3 stages, 3-stage heated seats, and 3-stage ventilation. Up top, you will find a newly standard auto-dimming mirror with compass and 3 home-link universal remotes. And up at the very top, you have the controls for the standard panoramic moonroof. As you can see, the sunshade is transparent, and the glass is extremely big. Press the same button once more, and the front portion can open up fully. And you also have a windscreen as well. So overall, I'm just extremely impressed by the XC90's interior. Like I said, this is a car that's been on sale for 4 years, and it still is one of the best in the segment by far. Overall, I don't see any reason you wouldn't be just thrilled to spend time in this car. Now I'll hand it off to Mason, who will show off the back seats and the cargo area. The back door trim of the 90 is super nice, just like the front. You've got a really soft padded armrest down here. It is leather stitched up here, and even on the top part with stitching. You've also got some more of that beautiful wood trim. Additionally, the T5 R-Design and the Inscription get these rear window sunshades. That's new for 2019. The rear window is fully automatic, of course. And down below you do have a bottle holder. So in the back of the XC90 you have 37 inches of legroom and 38.5 inches of headroom. That puts it a little bit behind the Q7, but right on par with the MDX. The rear seats are this beautiful leather design, super supple. You can also slide and recline these. In the middle, all XC90s will have these climate vents, and also new for 2019, they'll also have all their climate controls. It is 4-zone automatic, so just tap this little lock button, and you can adjust each passenger's temperature individually. You'll also notice that there is heated rear seats. They are optional on our Inscription through the luxury package. Down below you do have a 12-volt outlet. You also have a nice center armrest. It does have some pop-out cup holders as well. Also, since Volvo is a family-oriented thing, you have this integrated booster seat, which is a $250 option. Up top you have a huge panoramic moonroof, and next to that you have a nice leather-wrapped assist grip, which is part of the luxury package, as is this new buck headliner. You also have an LED light, and you do also have some vents on the B-pillar as well. Now as far as space goes behind Drew's position, I have plenty of it. I have probably 8 inches of legroom, and my feet can easily slide up under the seat. Sliding over, with the seat all the way back, I still have plenty of room, and my feet can slide easily up under the seat. So this is a pretty spacious vehicle. So overall, I love the XC90's rear seat. It is absolutely everything you would want out of a luxury 3-row. It has all the features. It has nice family stuff like this rear booster seat, as well as luxury stuff like the heated rear seats and 4-zone climate. Overall, this is probably the best rear seat in the class. To get into the newly standard 3rd row, just grab this lever on the seat back.
Now in the back of the XC90, you're going to find 31.9 inches of legroom and 36.3 inches of headroom. That's about average for the class. Now getting back here, alright, so once I slide into position, I have very minimal amount of legroom, but my feet can slide up under the seat, which I definitely appreciate. Also appreciated are the cup holders. Also have a little storage compartment back here, as well as an air vent, which is definitely nice on a hot day like today. Up top you do have some LED lighting. Gently fades in, nice luxury touch. And these seats, I just want to specifically mention how comfortable these are. This third row isn't really all that spacious, but it's actually one of the nicer ones because this seat is actually really, really comfortable. It also carries that same Napa leather as well. So overall, not a bad third row. It could be a little bit more spacious, but it's actually really comfortable. Let's go ahead and climb on out. Heading around to the rear of the XC90, you do have a hands-free power liftgate, standard on all models. Inside the cargo area of the XC90, you're going to find class competitive measurements. Behind the third row, you're going to find 15.8 cubic feet, expanding to 41.8 behind the second row, and a maximum of 85.7 cubic feet. These rear seats do fold. Just grab this little handle and push forward. That is pretty easy to do, although it could be power on something this expensive. Volvo does include a 12-volt power outlet, as well as a little storage area down here. And underneath the floor you do have a little bit more storage, and underneath of that is a spare tire. You also have these little pop-out hoods down here and LED lighting. The passenger seat is the same beautiful design as the driver's, and you do have 10-way power adjustment on all models. We also have power thigh adjustment and bolster adjustment as well. I also want to mention that it is 3-person memory as well as the driver, so that's a pretty cool feature to have. Getting in here, of course, your materials are superb in front of the passenger. You have leather up all on the dash, as well as down here, and some more of that beautiful open bore wood. To open the glove box, you do have to push this button. It is electric. Inside, you're going to find a pretty good amount of space. It is felt lined, and you also have this button to make it a chilled glove box, which is pretty cool. Up on the ceiling here, you do have a leather-wrapped sun visor. It does have a mirror and light as well, and this is included in the luxury package. Honestly, I've never seen this on a car before, and it's a little touch that makes this just feel super premium. Anyway, that concludes what we have to do here, so let's go ahead and finish off the video with a little powertrain and test drive.
So for 2019, the XC90's unique powertrain lineup carries over. There are 3 engines, which are all 2-liter 4-cylinders, but they do have different degrees of boost. You start out with the T5, which has a 2-liter turbo 4, producing 250 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. You then move up to the T6, which adds a supercharger, to get you 316 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. Finally, you have the T8, which adds plug-in hybrid technologies to get you 400 horsepower and a 60 in a blistering 5.3 seconds. Regardless of the variety of engines, all models do have an 8-speed automatic transmission, and all but the T5 models have standard all-wheel drive. The 4 cylinders do pay dividends for fuel economy, though it has decreased slightly this year. The front-wheel drive T5 model is rated at 21 city, 29 highway, 24 combined, and the all-wheel drive version loses 1 mile per gallon combined over that. Our T6 all-wheel drive comes in at 19 city, 26 highway, 22 combined, and the T8 has not been rated for 2019.
Well guys, we hope you enjoyed watching this in-depth look at the 2019 Volvo XC90 Inscription. Stay watching for a quick look at the pricing, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons below. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.